Okay, a lot of you have been asking about compliments, how to do them effectively. I'm going to take a few minutes and explain compliments to you guys in a way that's going to help you understand what the objective of them are and some general guidelines on how to do them well and how to do them effectively and how to do them quickly. So, why do we do compliments inside of an email or a cold outreach message? It's pretty clear. There's a couple reasons. One is it is an excellent way to start a human interaction. If you start by giving, in this case, recognition of them and their hard work, it sets you up to, or sets them up to be more likely to pay attention, or at least give you the time of day and pay attention to your stuff. If you show up and immediately are asking for something, you'll be seen as a cost only. But if you show up and provide value, in this case, simply by giving them a compliment, they're more likely to listen to you. So that's the first thing you do here. You're setting the whole situation up, the whole interaction up for reciprocity. Now, the second reason, or another one of the other big reasons why you're doing a compliment, is that it gives you an opportunity to demonstrate that you are writing this email specifically for them, right? You have to think of it from the point of view of the business owner, right? They get hundreds and hundreds of emails each day from spam companies that buy a giant list of thousands of prospects. They send the exact canned message to everybody. And so when they get these, they immediately disqualify them, delete them, move them to spam. You want that to not happen. You want the opposite to happen. You want them to actually open your email and pay attention to it. If you provide a personalized compliment that is relevant only to them, they will know that you're not spamming them. They'll know that you at least took a look at their page and that the offer or the recommendation or the ask you have in your email is at least somewhat informed by their current situation and the information that you have available, right? That increases the value. The likelihood of, will this work for me, shoots up in their mind when they see a personalized compliment. I like to say the compliment shouldn't make sense in anybody else's email inbox, right? It should only make sense to them, right? If you say something like, I love your Instagram content, that can make sense on anybody's inbox, right? You want it to be something more specific, like, hey, I really like the 5 mindset tips you shared to your audience the other day. I can see how that would be really valuable to help your early stage entrepreneurs make their first money, or something like that, right? That is something, again, that's referencing a specific piece of content they created and specifically how it connects with their audience. And this is another thing you want to achieve with your compliments. The compliment is an opportunity for you to demonstrate your professionalism and the fact that you are a professional marketer, a professional copywriter. You can go the personal route. You can say, oh, I like the music you use in your videos, or, oh, I like your hair, or whatever, right? You can do that. It's not as effective. But if you can say, hey, I like what you're doing here to help and serve your audience, it demonstrates immediately that you understand them as a business owner and as someone who serves an audience, who serves a customer base. And they are more likely to respect your opinion because they'll say, this guy, he gets it. He understands what I'm doing. He recognized my hard work, right? Again, and a lot of the examples I've given here so far, I've referenced, going and looking at their social medias, the recent content they've produced, and giving them a compliment on that. One of the reasons I recommend that as a beginner strategy is because these guys put a lot of time and effort into their content. They slave away over it, right? And anytime you can compliment something that they obviously put a lot of effort into, it magnifies the value of that compliment. So you want to try and find things that they're doing well, things that they should be proud of, and compliment them. Now, some people complain that writing compliments is tedious. It takes a lot of time, and it does take time to come up with genuine compliments. However, I encourage you to shift your perspective here, because your compliments are an opportunity for you to demonstrate that you actually care about them and their business, right? People like to do business with people they know, like, and trust, and people like people who like them, right? You need to develop genuine interest in the prospects you're reaching out to. Obviously, you can't get too over-attached to them. You haven't landed them as clients, but you should look at them and think for a moment, this is a real person on the other side. They've done a real good job on this. I'm actually genuinely, I'm happy for them, and I think this is a good job, and I think they should be proud of it. You should genuinely feel some level of, you should like these people. You should have some level of positive regard for the prospects you're reaching out to. You need to fix that. If you have that emotion in yourself, if you actually develop that characteristic of actually caring for these people, the compliment will come off differently. It will actually do its job, and it will actually impact them. And remember what my favorite quote: "He who impacts the person the most wins." Right? If you can come up with compliments that are relevant to them, show that you are a professional, and convey a true sense of your positive regard for them and respect for them, they are more likely to listen to you. Now, you want to avoid going too far off the deep end and coming off as a fanboy, right? If you come in and pretend like out of the blue that they're some type of god that just walked off the streets and they're just some kind of amazing person, and you haven't ever had an interaction with them before, and you go over the top in the flowery levels of your compliments, you're going to come off as a weirdo. You want to modulate this. I mean, you're two strangers meeting for the first time, two professionals meeting for the first time. You don't have a long history together. You're just going to show up and give them a genuine, simple compliment on what they're doing, something that's specific to them, something that shows you're professional, something that gives them the sense of, this person reaching out to me, yes, they're asking for something. Yes, they're eventually going to try and sell to me, but they sound like a really good guy who's trying to take care of me and help me based on my real situation. So that's my quick guide for the compliments. That should give you some examples. That should give you some ideas of how to do this. Again, you can be creative. You can compliment things based on their content, their webpage, their profile, their reviews. There's a lot of places you can go online, and you need to be creative, but you need to look for things they should be proud of. If you use these guidelines, if you add compliments like this to your cold outreach, you'll see a massive increase in your reply rate and your open rate as people can tell that you're a real person who cares about them and has something valuable for them in their situation. Compliments are key, and you should use them.